this issue. Joining us now from Richmond, Virginia, Polly Franks, founder of the Franks Foundation, dedicated to protecting America's children from sexual predators. Here in the studio, Greg Gianforcaro, a New Jersey attorney, has represented more than 200 child sexual abuse victims. All right, first of all, Penn State, do you think that that punishment for the university was enough?
Well, if you ask some of my clients...
No, you. I'm asking you.
I think it was a very severe punishment. I mean, there's never been a punishment, in my view, as bad as this.
Based upon what Sandusky did, you know, we're figuring a dozen boys' lives ruined, okay?
Probably
impacted.
A lot more, but yes.
What they did, the $60 million and the gutting of the athletic budget, that was okay. That was justice.
At the very least, it was a good start in the right direction and helps bring closure to a lot of these victims.
And remember that the 3 administrators at Penn State are under indictment, and of course Sandusky will never see the light of day again. How about you, Ms. Franks? Do you think that was a just punishment for Penn State?
I think it was a good beginning. I don't see how you could possibly equate what Penn State is enduring now with what those boys endured for 14 years.
No, and you can never get true justice, as you know. Now, the wider picture, counselor, you are in Jersey, right?
That's correct.
And you do this for a living. You represent children who are abused by adults sexually.
Right.
You got a governor who's a conservative Republican, Chris Christie, who basically doesn't want to hear about Jessica's law, wouldn't even give us a comment on it today. I can't figure this out. Can you?
Well, considering the fact that Megan's law started in New Jersey. Megan Kanka was a resident of New Jersey when, unfortunately, she was killed. So obviously, you wonder, but obviously, you know, he is a former U.S. attorney, and what impact that has on his perception.
Yeah, he doesn't want this Jessica's law. He doesn't want the mandatories. And Ms. Franks, in New York State, this guy, this heinous monster who molested the 2 boys for years, walking away with 2 years. And the victims are like, oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Judge Murphy? You're giving this guy 2 years? And then Andrew Cuomo, one of the most powerful governors in the country, just flat out is ignoring the story. Flat out won't talk about it. I don't understand it. Do you get this, Ms. Franks?
I absolutely do not get it. You put it right when you said man up. It is long past time. Penn State's a clear example of what happens when you don't man up and take responsibility.
You bet. That's right. And the Catholic Church,
I just don't get it.
It was parallel things. So you see the Catholic Church scandal. You see Penn State. You see all the children whose lives are destroyed. Yet you have 2 governors who could get behind legislation. And in the states where Jessica's law has been passed, like Florida and Texas, all right, sexual predation is down big time because these guys know they're going to get life in prison. But the other state are waffling around. I just don't understand it.
And if they're locked up, Bill, of course, then they can't reoffend.
That's right.
Obviously.
But it's justice. It's justice. You ruin a kid's life, and that's what this does. Kid may go on, but still, it's always there. Now, with more than 200 cases.
Right.
I mean, what's wrong with America? What is wrong with us?
Well, the problem is Penn State is an example. You know, I understand Jessica's law, and I think that's great. But you've got, with Penn State, you've got institutional abuse because essentially Joe Paterno put the reputation of the institution ahead.
That's personal cowardice. It's the same thing that happened in the church. They put their own, Paterno put his own reputation. He didn't want a scandal in his department. He didn't want that. That's why he didn't turn Sandusky in. And the same thing with the 3 administrators at the school.
But what you said is absolutely true. It's a parallel to what happened with the Catholic Church. And it's basically a situation where you want to protect the institution and you don't care about children.
Okay, who's Judge Murphy protecting? What institution is Judge Murphy protecting? He's a New York State judge.
Who's
he protecting?
Absolutely, Bill. You are absolutely right.
Okay, so this is the inexplicable thing, Ms. Franks, and I'll let you wrap it up for us. I don't understand these men. I don't get any of them.
I don't either. I mean, like you said, it is cowardice. It is, I don't understand the rationale behind the judge saying that he was only going to give this monster 2 years in order to spare the victims' trauma. That makes no sense to me at all.
Especially when the victims are saying we want to go in and tell our story because this guy deserves life in prison.
Absolutely, but it's telling the victims that you don't matter.
All right. I want everybody to email Christie and Cuomo, all right? Show our outrage. Get those people motivated, because unless they get behind Jessica's law, ain't going to happen in these two big states, Jersey and New York. Counselor, thank you, Ms. Franks. We appreciate it. Directly ahead, President